Alrighty. Hi, hello, how are you? I am a unnecessarily large hat that you wear to the finale, and my name is Myles, and this is Questions and Queries, your favorite Drag Race recap podcast. Yes, I made that decision for you, and I'm here again with Jeff. Hello.
Hello, welcome back. It's been a while.
Been a hot minute. Hello, this.
We got
Uh,
new hair going on, and
New hair, new attitude. I am
you're
ready
fresh.
and rejuvenated and all the R words, reuse, recycle,
Recycled.
recycle. And I ain't gonna apologize for it. Here we go. And we are a little late with this upload. Basically, in short, life happens, shit got real, and we got busy. So we are gonna give you 2 episodes very quickly over the next week. The idea is to do Catwalk and Reunion this episode and finale at some point later. But that does mean we are speaking from a post-finale and post-crowning viewpoint with these few episodes. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
so
we'll save our
we'll try not to talk about the finale,
yeah.
but it'll be a little hard because we have seen it.
Yeah, exactly. So this should be mainly focused on the content that we're covering in these episodes, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Catwalk
Yeah.
and Reunited. So for Catwalk, we found out that Diabetes was safe,
Mhm.
and the other two went home, Deja
Yeah, and
and
Georges.
Georges.
Yep.
So they were sent home. I think we could all kind of predict that that was going to happen. Deja had some good moments. Georges had some really good lip syncs,
Yeah.
but it was time to say goodbye, finally.
Yeah. Did I really want a Deja in the final five? I really did, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Writing was on the wall, really. So I
It,
understand when I've lost.
yeah, maybe we'll see her in the future again. She could be a returner.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. They really seem to
Robbie
love
Turner's coming
Georges.
back? What? Sorry. Returner. Oh, sorry. It's too good. I could not pass it up. Rest
I
in peace,
gotcha. At
Uber.
first, I was like, I'm not sure where that, and then I got it. It clicked. Yeah, Georges, the judges loved her. They adored her. So we could see a Georges return in the future.
Yeah,
It's
not
possible.
soon. I don't
No,
want it.
please. No, not
I don't
soon.
want it for another 4 All-Star seasons at the
E-
very least.
exactly.
If I have to hear Helotus on my screen one more time, I am going to lose my marbles.
And I prefer people who like musicals. Just saying.
Ain't that the tea? Woo! Who know what a science test is? Anyway,
Yeah, so Daya really had a quite an adventure here, because she was kicked off in her first episode, which was episode 2, and then just kept going up and up, and here we
yeah,
have her in the final.
final
So
five. Yeah, she definitely clawed her way there. So kudos to her.
yeah, quite a journey.
Yeah.
This season was really interesting about Rue getting rid of people, sending people home.
Either
Uh,
not sending them home quickly enough or just 2 at a time. There was no in
yeah.
between.
And it's funny, I think the week before this, I'm pretty sure I said there could be a double
Yeah.
sachet away. And
Yep.
I was
Yep.
explaining to Amber what it was, remember? And
Yeah.
then lo and behold, here it was.
It was strange that this season had 2 double elimination episodes because Cornbread
Yeah,
and Orion went home in the same episode, and then we had Georges and Deja. And I was like,
that's
it's like girls are just dropping like flies in here. Like, damn.
yeah. And then the rest of the time they were hanging on like nobody's business. Just
This is
it
like
was
the Squid Games of Drag Race. Like, you never
yeah.
knew who was gonna drop when.
It was definitely not a linear season. It was very up and down,
Yeah.
but a great season. I loved it overall.
Yeah.
So Bosco wins. The final five are all happy. They're back in the workroom, and they talked about how many wins each person had.
I
And
love this
at that
conversation.
point, Bosco had 3.
Hmm.
Camden had 2,
Hmm.
Angeria 2, Daya
Hmm.
1, and Willow was very shy, saying one.
Yeah.
So then the queens discuss their plans for the music video. And Angie wants to be in the final with Willow. That's all she knows. She's like, I want to get to the finale with Willow. I want us both to get there.
Yeah. This edit was very heavy-handed to
It,
where even on this confessional, I was like, all right, so Angie and Willow are at the bottom. Cool.
yeah,
Like,
like they just spelled it right out for us. Eh?
like
It
there
was
are no secrets on RuPaul's Drag Race this season.
no surprises. Here it is. And then we get our famous Tic Tac lunch.
Which I was like, didn't they do at the beginning of the season, way back in January? Like, remember the giant bowl of TikToks? I was like, man,
Yes,
I
they
got the
did.
ones they were bathing in. Like,
They were
ew.
swimming in them. Yeah, hopefully these aren't those. And hopefully I don't think
Fresh
they actually
TikToks.
eat these. I think I think these are like from season 2 and they just keep them around in this big vat.
I
And
sure hope not.
if
Oof.
I think if somebody eats one accidentally, they'll see how stale they probably
No,
are.
that's why you'd never see people eating them because it would be a lawsuit at this point. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
ugh.
So they each talk a little bit. I just wrote little notes because there was
Yeah.
nothing too exciting. But
It's the
boss,
usual, like, how did you get here? You're in the top 5. Wow. Did you picture yourself here? My favorite part about this was, hang on a second. Something just happened.
oh no.
Hey. Knock it off. I think she just ran into the blinds, but like whatever. But as I was saying, my favorite part about this was when, when Rue asked Daya, she's like, did you see yourself making to the top 5? And Daya goes, yeah, I did. And Rue goes, huh, because I didn't. And I was like, oh. I was like, damn. Rue had just a tiny bit of a coffee in a mud today. Not a big one, but like the smallest amount to keep her honest.
Yes, I love that. She threw a little bit of shade, but
Like, that
then
was
she did her
so
famous
rude.
laugh.
Yeah,
But she did say she saw her breakthrough in Daytona Wind.
right.
She was really gassed up for that one.
Boo. Boo.
But ching.
You old fart, you. Oh.
Uh, but I love that too. Did you see yourself there? Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't.
Damn. Okay.
I thought that was awesome because Daya can be so cocky, and Rue was just like, "I'm just gonna tell you like it is." You went home, you're like pretty early. You were lucky to have a second chance.
Damn.
And then she
Poor
made
Daya.
the best of
Daya
it.
did not murder Jasmine's career for this. Let me tell you.
No. Then Bosco was talking about dragontology and how she learned a lot throughout, and she realized that her strength was shitting on others.
A superpower we all wish we could have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Uh,
easy.
it's really not.
It takes a certain kind of like to be able to jab somebody but not destroy them.
Right.
It's a
Although when your
fine.
competition looks like this, well, you know. Like
Yeah,
taking candy
it's
from
a
a baby.
exactly. Or taking Tic Tacs from me.
Not this.
I'm full of it today.
Get those old ugly TikToks out of my face.
Then Angeria talks about how she's a drag mother of 8. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And she just felt like she was having a lunch date with 2 of her aunties. I love that. She's so
Cute.
cute. I just
She's
love
cute.
her. So easy to
Yeah.
get along with. I hope we see her again at some point.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Willow, she talked about hers got a little bit more serious, talking about conquering death, and she talked about her cystinosis a little bit,
Mhm.
and she just wants to be a drag rock star, and I think she's accomplished that.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think we'll get into the results real more in depth later, but at first I was a bit, and I guess spoiler warning, question mark. You're a bit late though, so I don't really feel bad. But with Willow winning, at first I was a little confused. But then if I look at the season as not a competition, but as a narrative, Willow's storyline cleans up the best by the end of the season. Like, it leaves the least amount of loose ends. You know who Willow is, you know what Willow went through to get here, you know what she fought for, you know what she's wanted, you know what she's achieved. And I think her winning just makes the most narrative sense, and it feels the most fulfilling watching it. Did I think Camden deserved it on track record? Yes. But I also think when I look around, like, these other girls, I don't need to see come back for All Stars. I mean, I do. Willow's the one I at least need to see back, because I feel like her story is the most complete. And I feel like at that point, you're just milking a cow that's kind of already dry. Like, I think Willow has given us everything she needs to give us. And therefore, letting her win now and closing that chapter in her drag race journey is the most satisfying before any
Well,
of the other five.
well said. I agree with all of that. I think that really sums up how I felt as well. Willow might not be able to return again.
That's true. Yeah.
Similarly to Evie Oddly, her health is sort of deteriorating. So there's not a lot. Maybe she does, her clock is ticking, unfortunately. She's such a
Yeah.
great person. But definitely Camden was the better choice, more deserving, but maybe she's just getting started.
Right.
And I've been a Camden fan all along. And yes, I did swear when she lost. But when I thought about it after, I was at peace with someone amazing like Willow getting that chance. And hopefully Camden's will come along as well. I felt very Chad Michaels at the end
Not
when
Chad
Sharon
again.
beat Chad, because that's how I felt with Sharon and Chad. Sharon she was amazing and she brought something new to Drag Race, but Chad was so polished and perfect and just was like a clear winner to me, just like Camden. But eventually Chad went and won the very next season. So you
Yeah.
just never know how things
So
are going to
Camden will
happen.
win All Stars 9. It's fine. Like,
I
we're
think
fine.
so. I definitely hope so. She's amazing and another sweetheart. This top five, like Daya could be a little bitchy. Bosco had her moments, but I just loved all of them. And
Yeah.
Camden and Angeria and Willow are just the sweetest people. Yeah,
I agree. I will give my full unfiltered thoughts on Diabetes journey in the next episode.
Yes, good call. Camden, she talked about how her brother committed suicide, and
Whoa, yeah.
that was pretty dark. And she wants to go back to England and make everyone so proud, which I mean, how can you not be proud of that girl after what she's
Right.
accomplished
Seriously.
and who she is?
And I know British drag Twitter and TikTok was all up in arms for Camden over the weekend. So I know she's made that country proud at the very least, I think.
Yes.
If what I've been seeing on the internet is anything to believe, which it's really not sometimes, but like, it's fine.
Yeah. She's definitely a legend, and
Yeah.
she'll go down in the books. I mean, not everybody who's been amazing has won. You've got
Right.
Raven and Jujubee and Latrice
Right.
Royale, some of the best queens to
Ben.
come. Yeah, exactly. Ben de la Creme.
Like, we all consider Ben a winner, even though she's never won the crown.
Yeah,
Like,
and she would have if she
Ben
didn't write her name on that damn lipstick.
right. Like, Ben Delacreme is like the Cerie Fields of drag. Like, we all just assume she's won, even though she never does.
Exactly. Shangela, Alyssa
Yeah.
Edwards, like those are legends, and they
Yeah.
didn't have to wear the crown to become a legend.
Yeah.
And I think Camden can be added to that list. So then they go back to the workroom. I don't have a picture of the workroom, so I just have their looks here because
Honestly, this is the most important part of it,
yeah,
because when I tell you that Diabetes fully won this challenge, I know that is something no one was going to think I was going to say, but she looks so fucking good here. I'm like,
yes.
holy shit. Like, this look is perfection.
It's
like,
to die for. It's almost like Catwoman-esque. Like
yeah,
it's given me life. And
this like
she knew every word and her
Uh-huh.
moves were polished and
Like this black and yellow like pinup thing that she did with the garters that, oh my God. I
uh
was really in awe. And like both my boyfriend and I, who weren't Team Diet at ever any point in the season, not that we were rooting against her, but we just had other horses to pull for. We were
right.
both like, no, she won this. Like,
She did. She rocked it. I agree. She was the best. Camden was amazing,
Camden
and
was pretty like neck and neck. I just think, yeah.
Daya's outfit was better. Yeah, she got her there.
I
It,
will say something about the outfits is that I like that they got people to design them for them. Like they haven't done that ever on the show, and I like that they were like, "Here's what I want," and then a team made it for them, which
yeah,
I think
that was
was
really
cool.
neat. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Uh,
Um, and then it pulls into question people's taste because you have a team that's like, "Here, I'll make whatever you want," and Bosco wears this like Jetson stepmom outfit. Like I was I was so confused. I was like,
what
why?
what did Bosco say? An intergalactic mom ready to pick up her kids.
I, that if that's what the assignment was, then she nailed it
She
because
did.
I was.
I mean, it does have a great shape to it. She's
It
showing
does.
off her fantastic body, but I agree it's a little off
Like
for
I think both her and Willow did not take full advantage of this opportunity.
I
Like
agree.
Willow is wearing a Hot Topic tank top with a like asymmetrical skirt underneath it. And I'm just so wildly confused. I'm like, you had someone design this when like I could have picked this up for $30 at the mall. Like, what? It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Um,
And a huge gap in the skirt. I don't know why it's such a wide opening.
I don't know. I was just really like, this is the music video. You want to look nice, you know?
Yeah.
Like, granted, what the fuck do I know? Like, seriously, what the fuck do I know? But I just, this is like your last hurrah before the finale. Don't you want to look as like fierce as possible?
Yeah, you got to bring it. I liked her profile of her face. That idea was kind
Yes.
of neat, but
Yeah.
that was the only creativity that she brought here. And yeah, you got to bring your, this is it. This is the final
Yeah.
challenge.
Right. And Angeria, I, it is just a bodysuit. I understand that, but it's also Angeria, so it's okay. Like I don't care.
Like her hair and makeup are flawless.
Yeah.
So
Like your complaints are all valid. I hear you, but I don't care. Sorry. I'm not saying I never said I was an unbiased host here. Never happened. Those words never left my lips.
Any thoughts on Miguel Zarate and Michelle Visage when they were getting the queens prepared for this video?
Oh, no. Sorry.
I couldn't even find a picture of them, so it obviously wasn't very
I guess it was
memorable.
cool. Oh, fuck no.
They were okay, but Michelle did tell. Who did she tell that you should get on your hands and knees?
Oh, Angie. And
Angeria.
then Angie didn't do it. And so
So
Daya
then
took it out
Daya did
very
it.
next. And I was like, you better
Yeah.
work, bitch. I was like, you better work.
If
Like that
she's
is a
not gonna listen,
specific ass no, and you're not gonna take it for yourself.
yeah, that was shocking. I think that's partly why they put her in the bottom because they thought, well, this bitch can't take direction very well.
Yeah. I mean, and that's honestly fair. Like that
Yeah.
was like someone specifically said, hey, do this. And you're like, no. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, sure, why not? Like, what do they know? They're just the people who are judging your placement in this competition. Like,
And somebody said that Camden looked like the female gremlin. I don't know if I
that's a
necessarily
little
agree.
rude.
That's a
Like
little
Camden looks like
harsh.
Scary Spice. Like,
Yeah, I agree. She doesn't have those huge, ugly lips like the lady gremlin or the
yeah.
green in the hair. Like, I think that's a little going a
Yeah.
little
If
far.
like
She
Baby
looks
Spice
sexy.
and Scary Spice had a child, this is her. Like,
Yeah, And I thought she did look really sexy when she was on
Yeah.
the floor and turning around. She has a flat stomach, which I have never even dreamed of having. So
Could not be me. Never seen that in my life before either.
me neither. Maybe when I was 11.
Not
But
even
yeah,
then for myself.
if you've got that stomach, yeah, show it. Like I loved it. So I didn't
Right.
hate her look. I thought it was really good. It wasn't as good as Diabetes,
Right.
but I
As
thought it
the
was good.
great Vesipia Tari once said so long ago on the Marquesas Islands, if you got it, hey, flaunt it, you know?
Exactly.
Like
Absolutely. I wonder why they didn't invite her to the All Winners season.
we can do a whole podcast about it, Jeff, because I
We
have a
could.
lot of opinions about that.
We need to. In the summer when I'm not teaching, I'm gonna have more time to do some of those
Sounds good.
Survivor podcasts. Yeah, so then Daya says, well, you're not gonna crawl, bitch, I'm gonna crawl. And she looked
Yep.
great and she was funny and sexy. She
Mhm,
had it all. I loved her whole package. Whatever she brought, I loved it. I lived
mhm.
for it.
Yeah.
Then we go to the last day in the workroom and the
Eh,
queens are all touched.
yeah. This is really the biggest skip moment of the episode. I'm like, it's just a lot of I love you. I love you. I totally saw us all at the top 5 from day one. Liars. Liar
I
Carrie.
know.
Liars. No, you
It's
didn't. Um and it's just I think it's really cute to wrap up the season like this. I just do not care.
yeah, they talked about their first impressions of each other and
Mhm.
blew smoke up each other's ass. And then we were on to the next.
Yeah. Like, yeah, seriously. Y'all, this is not worth covering here. Sorry.
Exactly.
I have a comment to make about what the judges are wearing for this runner tonight.
Yes.
Because Mama Rue, did you not just send Maddie Morphus home for this exact same look? Did you not just do that this season? I'm a little confused
It was
because
quite a bit messier, but very similar vibe, definitely.
and this ain't messy.
uh
Uh,
uh
uh, uh-huh.
it's a
Uh,
little
uh,
neater. But
okay.
yeah, very odd. I was surprised. It's very like Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat. Dolly Parton did a song about a coat of many colors.
Yeah.
I think she might have been channeling that energy. I like the top
She was
part.
she was channeling Lee Bowery, girl. It was Lee Bowery.
Do you like the
No,
top part, like until it gets to the skirt part? Because I like that part. But
if it wasn't so disjointed, yeah.
yeah, like by itself with like a black skirt or something, it would look
Or
a
if
lot
like,
better.
or if that pattern and pastel like plastic coloring had filled out to the rest of the gown, sure. If this was a
Yes,
bodysuit in that pattern, that'd be really cute, actually.
right.
But no, I just bring it to the hodgepodge, you know?
The bottom of it is just like grandma had all these different quilts that she had
Right,
left over and she just put a whole bunch of fabric together.
right.
Here you go. Yeah,
Like,
it
every
very
season they
weird.
tell a girl to not just wrap a bunch of fabric around your waist. And I'm no seamstress, but that does look like a bunch of fabric you wrapped around your waist. Facts
uh
are facts.
Michelle, on the other hand, look at that
Yeah, Michelle
girl.
looking gorge.
She is gorge. I
Gorge.
don't know if I love the white streak in the hair. I liked her all
At
black,
this point,
but
it's like
it's
so part
growing.
of her that I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's growing on me.
I
It's
do
a
have a
little
very
Cruella
question.
Deville, and she's a lot
Right.
nicer than Cruella Deville, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But I do have a very serious question.
sure.
What is Ross Matthews wearing?
I know.
What
I
is
was gonna
what
say
is
that. I was
what
gonna
is
say
Ross Matthews wearing?
I was gonna say Carson looks great, and then I was gonna say, what do you think about Ross?
Ross Matthews looks like he wrapped his vest in like Christmas wrapping paper. Like I am so confused.
I don't get it. And the way it's tucked in, it makes him look heavier than he is. He lost all that weight.
Yeah,
I
and it's
don't.
adding to his shape. Like
Yeah,
no,
and no socks. Like, don't people wear socks anymore when they're wearing dress
gays
clothes?
don't. That's I don't
I
know.
guess with some outfits it goes
Not if you
well.
got some like high waters going, you know.
Yeah, he's got a big gap of skin showing there between the
Yeah.
pants and the shoes, and it kind of bugs me. I don't know.
Drag her.
But I love them all, of course.
Yeah,
Carson looks hot
great.
for his age. I think he looks really good. I love that jacket
Okay.
just to gay it up a bit and the
Okay.
open shirt. What do you think?
I never described Carson Kressley as hot, but
I
he
mean,
looks very
hot for
nice.
an older, gay, really feminine man.
He looks nice. Yes.
Yeah, I think he looks really good. Yeah. Okay, so they then we go to the top five.
Okay. So
Yes, there are lots to talk about here.
um first up, Bosco comes out in this beautiful gown that has the trans pride flag colors, if you didn't notice. Pink
Yes.
and
Yep, the light
teal and white.
blue. Yep.
Hmm. Looked so good. Like, it was a really simple gown, but it was so pretty.
Yes.
Um and the way it
This
just flowed so nicely down the runway, I was like, oh, okay.
I thought she
There's my
looked
Seattle girl,
beautiful. Yeah.
looking like she actually showered first time all season. That's Seattle. Like, we're grungy most of the time, but we do clean up nice every now and then.
Yeah, this was a classy look for her. I really liked seeing that side of her. They described it as brunch at Tiffany's,
Yeah, very
sort of
that.
Marilyn meets Madonna meets
Hmm.
Bosco.
Yeah.
I'd say more Marilyn than Madonna, but they did say Madonna in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, beautiful, classy. I really liked it.
Yeah.
This is the end. Show us your, your stunning look, and she
Right.
did.
She did
She
that. Yeah.
she was like, "Bitch, I almost got sent home, but I just want to show everybody that I definitely deserved a spot here."
Yeah. And then we have Angie, who I was kind of bored.
Yeah, all black, nothing really popped. It was very asymmetrical.
I do think
Um,
she still looked gorgeous, but I think for me, I brought this up
yeah,
a couple episodes ago. Angie has set the bar so high for me. So when she gives 100% instead of 110%, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is good too.
yeah. It was a little predictable. Like, it looks great, but she was our look queen, so I expected her to outshine. And
Mm-hmm,
Bosco and Camden, I think, outshone her in this final five
mm-hmm.
here. And their looks. Like, she
Yeah,
doesn't look quite as polished,
yeah,
and she was definitely the polished one before this. uh,
agreed.
yeah. Now, what do you think of this
Daya,
burnt popcorn
God,
mess?
this look was gonna be whiplash because at first I hated it and I was like, this is kind of cute. And I was like, oh God, no, I hate it. And I was like, no, wait, maybe is it cute? I was, and so for that reason, I have no opinion because I can't make up my mind of whether or not I like it.
Well, Alfredo and I hated it. And
Okay.
then the judges praised it and said how much they loved it. And then we still said, you're all are on crack. This is burnt popcorn. Like, I
It
don't know.
really
I
did be
just,
looking like burnt popcorn like you get at the movie theater. Yikes.
I
Okay.
appreciate the creativity, but it just, for your
Mhm.
final look, it just didn't do it for me. Like, Willow went really creative, but it did it for me. Daya, I don't know. I just really didn't like this look. Where are you in the end with it? Did you end up on leaning more
Uh,
towards liking it or not liking it?
I think this was a great idea and subpar execution. Like, not bad execution, but it was not. If you just moved the marker a little bit to the left, you would have been on the mark. You know.
Right. Yeah. And one thing that helped her is she's very good with her runway. She gives you that attitude, she gives you face,
Mhm.
and she could sell almost anything,
Right.
because she's just got that confidence. She's so confident.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the judges were picking up on, and maybe it looked better in person.
This is also a thing. I feel like the lighting, the camera might have flattened it a bit.
Exactly.
And so I do think it might have just been a case of just might have looked really great in person, and then just on camera just does not read as well.
Yeah, it's very hard to judge when we're just seeing pictures and
Yeah.
videos. Camden, uh,
Camden looks so rich. She looked
gorgeous.
so rich. Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Wow. That was, oh God. Yeah, that was stoned to death. It looked so good. Um, that's how you do a final runway, in my opinion.
exactly.
Like, you better look the richest you've ever felt, like.
And her looks just got better and better as the
Mhm.
season went on. Like, this girl was taking notes.
Yeah.
She walked
Her
out and
makeup improved a lot throughout the season too.
yes, she walked out and we both gasped like, oh, like
Yeah,
that's what we were looking for.
she knew
And
how to
then
do
we
it.
get this cute surprise from Willow. What did you think of little Miss Mouse here?
Now, y'all. Um, I ain't gonna beat around the bush here. I thought this was so stupid. I really thought this was so stupid. Um, like it was giving very I'm a mouse, duh. Like I was so annoyed. um, I,
Was it Carson that was like, I don't get it?
yeah, I'm like I'm glad someone isn't fully buying this. No, some at least someone on the panel wasn't fully drinking the Kool-Aid because I was a little like, what? Like this is the final runway, and you're just gonna tack on some ears on top of Grey Wig and be like, done. And I'm like, what?
But she
Um,
painted her face, Myles,
wow. Listen,
and she got the
if
gloves.
listen, if Crystal Method did not win the makeover challenge by painting herself yellow to look like Bert and Ernie, then Willow Pill does not deserve to get praise on this runway. There, I said it.
Yeah, it was, she described it as like a cartoon rat princess. I was like, okay.
And you know where rats belong? In the trash, where this outfit should have gone. I'm mad.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
I'd be so angry.
So you
And
were
again,
definitely.
fuck my drag. I know nothing. I completely acknowledge that. But as a just viewer from home on the couch, I was upset.
So you were definitely booting this outfit.
Maddie, you're
I
safe. Honestly, controversial take. I don't give a shit. This was stupid.
I thought it kind of fit with her character a little bit because she's kind of like that quiet, meek person, a little fragile. So when she did the little like mouse actions and the cuteness of it, I got it. So I liked it overall, but I didn't like it nearly as much as Camden or Bosco. Those are
I
my
do
favorites.
hear what you're saying about it matching her personality throughout this
Yeah.
competition. Sure. Okay. Cool. And like, mouse and rats are survivors, and I get that that's also parallel to her life. I'm just saying, like, some girls really do be shopping at Party City now, huh? Like,
What was the theme of this again? What
this
I
was
don't.
like best runway, like finale extravaganza eleganza. And to
Yeah.
me, this doesn't fit the wreath. I'm sorry, it
No.
just doesn't.
That I think it would be better for a different
Like, if this
challenge.
was an episode of Legendary, she would have been chopped. She would have not been allowed to walk through a category, and she would have been chopped from the ball. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't think Daya or Willow met that. I don't think they really follow the theme very well. And
Yeah,
Angie has shown us much better looks
yeah,
in the past. So those three were all a little bit disappointing. Camden and Bosco nailed it. I love them. They look fantastic.
yeah. Agreed. And so then we find out that there is, in fact, a bottom two.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So they watched the video. Some of them sang, some of them
Yeah.
rapped. Overall, it wasn't my favorite Rue song, to be honest, either. I've heard better Rue
There were
songs.
better room mixes. I think the song is great. I think the room mix is not as good.
Yeah.
Catwalk on its own slaps. This I'll listen to maybe every now and then.
Yes. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. So Willow, they thought she was fun, creative, kooky, smart, quirky. They thought she had great looks in the season, but her facial work was missing in the video. So that's why they
Yeah.
put her in the
She did look a
bottom
little
two.
dead behind the eyes too. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And why did they put Angeria? Oh, she didn't really take the advice
The
in
note, yeah.
the, and they didn't really love this her catwalk look. They didn't, they liked her runway look, but they didn't
Mhm.
like her catwalk.
Yeah, which like I said, it is just a bodysuit. I totally get the critiques, but it's Angie, so I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought she looked okay.
Yeah,
We've seen worse, that's for
yeah,
sure. So yes, we've got those bottom two.
yeah.
And they both survived.
Okay, and here's something I'll say. The lip sync was Telephone, which we've been all wanting for a while. and he gave it to two girls who were in gowns. This ain't not a
Yes.
gown number. This is a gown where you pull stunts, you pull dips, you do everything you have in your arsenal, and you have limit them to a gown, to a park and bark outfit. Like, so I heard complaints like this was bad lip sync. I'm like, it was, but what were they gonna do? Like,
Exactly. You've got a mouse and then a lady that looks like she's going
strange
to a
lady who found the
funeral.
mouse she was about to kill, you know, like.
Yeah, it didn't really match.
Look at those
But
ears. Those ears look so cheap in this picture. Like, no.
they do.
Put some stones on that shit at least. Stoning is not just for ugly girls. I don't care what Kamara Black had to say.
And they were a little emotional too because they had just talked about, Rue showed up their
Yeah.
little pictures of when they were kids and they had to talk to their younger selves. And Angeria got teased when she was a kid, and
Yeah.
Willow has grieved a lot of people plus herself because of her health issues. So they were already emotional, and then they loved each other and they talked about wanting to get to the finale together, and here they are competing. So it's almost like a Juju Raven moment where neither
Yeah.
one of them wants to send the other one
But
home,
that
but
moment was a little bit more impactful. So
yeah. And they were lucky. Rue can't send anybody home this
yeah.
season.
I had things to say, but at this point, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I like send both of them home, send none of them home, just crown the winner. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever.
So Daya was safe. Camden got her third win. So then
Mhm.
she tied with Bosco for wins.
But the thing is, she's been in the bottom less than Bosco has.
Yes, Bosco was safe again.
Mhm.
Yeah, so double Shantae. They worked really well together, these two. They played off each other. They weren't trying to upstage each other.
Mhm.
And sometimes Rue respects that and does the double Shantae, you both
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
So I was definitely team Lady Camden still at this point, and having that last win going into the finale, I was very hopeful for her.
Same.
Then we get to Untucked. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. I'll just quickly tell you
It,
what happened.
it's more, you're great. No, I think you're great. Top 5. Oh my God. Cool.
Exactly. Everyone was emotionally drained from the critiques and their childhood stories. Bosco's mom passed away a month before lockdown, so they had a little cry about that. They all
Mm.
thought that this was interesting. They all thought that Bosco was going to be in the bottom with Angie. They were all
Huh.
prepared. Bosco was lip syncing and getting ready. I thought that was really interesting because it ended up being Angie.
Yeah.
Sorry, it ended up being Willow. So they thought it was going to be Bosco and Angie. Daya thought they would all lip sync. She kept going on about how they were all going to have to lip sync for the final 5. That has
Which they
happened.
have done. So that's
Yeah.
not off base.
Yeah. It definitely could have been.
And then you just can't basically cut the one with the worst track record, basically, is what happens.
Exactly. Which, who do you think they would have? Do you think they would have cut Daya?
I think Daya solely for the fact that she was already eliminated.
Yeah. I think of the 5, she was probably the weakest, although she did the best in the music video. So it's
Yeah.
hard to send somebody home after they just did so well.
Yeah.
They said Cornbread would have made it to the finale. So they were all talking about, like, did you think you'd be here and blah, blah, blah. And they all agreed that if Cornbread didn't have her injury, she would have been sitting there. They didn't talk about who she would have replaced, but they
Funny how
thought,
to avoid that conversation.
yeah, they did. They were very polite to each other. This is a very loving group of 5. There wasn't a lot of claws coming out at the end here. There have been claws in a couple episodes, but this was pretty good, pretty PC. They kept it very cute. Angeria started telling a story and she just rambled on, and they were all kind of looking at each other. And this is why I put a picture of Willow here, because she just took a sip of that drink and they were just like, what the hell is she talking about? So then they just started all laughing, and Angeria was like, what? They're like, what is your point? so, so then she just hurried up and gave a summary, and then she was like, there, bitch, I'm done. And it was really funny. So I thought that was a cute moment.
Okay.
They discussed their favorite moments of the season. They did impersonations of each other.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they practiced for the lip sync, and then Rue said, "Top 5, damn it."
I was like, wow.
And that was that. So
Okay. So now we move on to the reunion, which
yes, we
first
do.
of all, can we talk about everyone's looks for this real quick? Because I think not a single booger is in the cast for this reunion look. They all look
I
great.
know. It's
Um,
stacked with Heathers.
yeah, seriously. All Heathers, not a single booger.
Right.
We can just go through them by order of elimination. June Jambalaya in this orange sun kiss rich woman CEO look. She really is the face of the season. God, she
I
looks so
love it.
pretty. She looks so
It's
pretty.
I know. You look at her and you're like, how did you go home first?
Right. Wait, you were out first? What? What?
Yeah. Who's
What?
that star sitting in the middle there?
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
it really is. Alyssa's pastel alien warrior look. Nah, no, yes. I don't know. Like there are things. I think it is a well polished look. I think the colors are very pleasing. I think the mug is right, the hair is right, and yet I'm just whelmed. You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
I get you. It's a decent look. She sometimes she looks better as a boy. I mean, she is she's definitely the trade of the season.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's nice. She doesn't look bad, but yeah, I agree with just being whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed.
Yeah,
I kind of like the color.
yeah,
I like this thing in her hair, but nothing really wows me either.
yeah. And her attempt at reading certainly didn't wow me either later. But
Yes.
what she said that Cornbread's the only girl who actually out pizzas the hut, and I was like, what? What are you trying to say? Like, it was so confused.
I wrote that down. I still don't know what that means.
Like, I'm assuming it's some sort of big girl joke, but where's the punchline? Where's the setup? Like, what?
Yeah. So you're putting Jabba the Hutt and Pizza Hut together, and I don't know. I was just like, this doesn't really read
I
to
don't get
me.
it. Yeah. Moving on, next eliminated queen, we have Orion Story, who looks so beautiful here. She looked like Kesha at the View, like like it's like
Yeah.
an all girl, very dressed up, very clean. Wow, I want the suit, honestly. Yeah, I just think she was beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
it's a little gender funked. She didn't go as feminine as the other queens here,
mhm,
but I love it. She's just got enough femininity to still be in drag, but
right.
it's sort of like in between, very business style,
Mhm,
ready to talk business with these queens.
yeah,
I like
agreed.
it.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you're wondering why I called you to this meeting. Like
Right.
I was like, okay, hi. Um,
And I like the hair. It's a very that color really pops. It
she's
goes
not.
well with that other dress there.
Mhm,
And
yeah, no, agreed. And then so she's on this picture, but next would have been Cornbread. Uh,
okay, so let's go over to cornbread. Here
yeah,
she
and then we can
is.
switch back when, yeah.
I wondered why they put these two queens over here. I guess just for spacing issues.
They were the fan favorites. Like
Yeah,
dead ass. They put the fan favorites on the side with top five, and then
these
the
are
rest
all
are like
the winners.
filler. Um,
I
l-
thought that too.
like I hate to say it, but I definitely know that's what production was thinking. Um, yeah. Next up, we have Cornbread, who is in an imitation of what Willow walked into the workroom with, but instead of angle, it says ankle. And this was so camp. Oh my god. Like this was so smart, so campy. I love this.
Me too. The hair, the little hearts coming from the cleavage here.
Mhm.
uh,
So
the
stupid.
nails, the really
Yeah.
long nails. I love it.
Also, I remember in the very first episode, Willow, not Willow, Cornbread wore like the like little Lizzo look where she just had the hood over. And I said, I think Cornbread would look so beautiful in some big hair. this is what I meant. She looks so good in this hair and such just a big fucking hair. I'm like, yes, it looks so good. It looks so
Yes.
good.
I would love to see her lip sync in that and have some hairography going
Yeah, oh my
on.
god.
Uh yes, I live.
Um, and then next eliminated was Maddie was right
Maddie.
after that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. In this denim and diamonds look,
Yeah.
with
And
the stupidest mullet I've ever seen. Oh my god. But it's I love what I love about Maddie is she is such a country gal and she's just puts that in her drag and I love it. Like
yes, this is very her. Like, I feel like she's realized more of who she is and what her
yeah,
drag is. This felt like we're getting more of who she really is here.
yeah,
A lot of the looks she had in the season were just like experiments, some of them gone way wrong.
yeah.
But this, I like it. I
This was
really,
good. I thought this was really fun. Yeah.
definitely, I toot this.
Right? Definitely. And then after Maddie, Jasmine went home, right?
Yes, Jasmine.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Who this is basically the evolution of her promo look. Remember she had like the orange hair and then the weird weird hair chaps or something on her legs.
Yeah,
Same material as this, but they were like leggings. They were really weird and I hated them. This is
yes,
better. This is
yes.
wonderful.
She took a horrible look and then polished the hell out of it, took away
Yeah.
those ugly leggings and put this beautiful
The
trail on her.
stoning in that wig was immaculate. Oh my
Uh,
gosh. I'm
and
like, wigs are hard enough, y'all, and now you're adding stones to it. Stop it. You're making it so much more
yes.
difficult for the rest of us. But
And that Game of Thrones type hairstyle, I just love it. It's very,
mm,
it's like I'm a warrior and I'm here to slay, bitch.
yeah. No, she looked so beautiful and her makeup has improved so much. I was like,
She
wow, you
did.
had I must say it, Jasmine Kennedy had the best glow up of the season in a season.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
she looks gorgeous.
So most improved, you would give it to her?
Yeah, at least in makeup. I don't know about challenges yet, but in just overall aesthetic and look, I'd give it to Jasmine Kennedy.
I agree. And even her personality. She was an annoying bitch at the beginning. Everybody
Yeah,
couldn't stand her.
yeah.
And then after Cornbread was pretty tough on her a couple times, she started to rethink how she was and she
Hmm.
really grew. She really changed. I really liked her at the end of her
Yeah,
stint. And then when she got kicked out, she went gracefully and happily and she was just happy
right.
to be there. And I think she learned a lot about herself
I
in this
agree.
season. So I would agree she's the biggest glow up.
Yeah, I agree. Um, we forgot to mention it. Technically Carrie was out before
Oh
Jasmine.
yes, Carrie went before
Um,
Jasmine.
but yeah. Uh,
Carrie, what do you think
she,
of Carrie's look?
I mean, looking beautiful as ever. Um, yeah, just look great.
Yeah,
No further comments?
her
Question?
I love her shoes. They match
Yeah,
this outfit so well. Even her
literally,
skin blends
that
with
skin is glowing.
the
I'm like, oh
dress.
God.
Like she's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And she didn't
Here's
put
the
a
kind
lot
of
of
girl I look
effort.
at and I'm like, fuck you. Like in the most endearing way possible too. Like, fuck you. You
Yeah,
know?
like it took 10 seconds to pull this dress over her head and put it on. There's no
Yeah.
creativity really
No.
here, but she still looks absolutely
But if you
stunning.
look like that, who cares? Who literally
Exactly.
cares? Um, Naomi said this one thing on the pit stop when they covered a finale, and she was like, I hate when I get comments like, oh, well, you're just so skinny, you can wear whatever you want. And then she goes, yeah, but bitch, you could never. And I'm like, honestly, fiercest response to that because she's right. We could never. So, fair enough, fair game. Um, and then we have our double eliminated victims, Deja and Georges.
Yes. Deja, I don't know if I really like this yellow patch um, in her dress, but I
Mhm,
do love the hair and the makeup, and I,
mhm.
I I think the rest of it is okay for me. But
Yeah.
do you think that yellow really fits there?
I think she looks like an Easter palette. There's some
Yeah,
pink and some yellow and some teal. So I think it all goes together. I think it's very pastel fun. But also like I'm a Deja defender and I give a lot of excuses for her. So what do I know?
I like it if there were a little bit more yellow somewhere else, maybe. I
Yeah,
I can't see her shoes, but if she had yellow shoes, that would be,
would tie it in more,
yeah,
yeah.
for me
Or like
that
a
would,
yellow headband or something in the hair too.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just weird to have just one boob covered in yellow.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. And
Because I really like
Georgia,
the other
oh yeah,
colors.
yeah. And then Georgia's, it's I know I just defended Carrie for pulling off something simple because she's pretty, and George's is doing the same here, but it might just be that I just like Carrie more than I like George's, so I have a little harder time being like, wow. But she does look pretty. She looks very, um, just very woman, you know?
Yeah. I don't love the cowboy hat, but
Yeah, the
um
hat's a little much, but
yeah,
I actually think I like it better with the hat because it provides a little sense of like humor to it. I'm like, okay, I think I know what you're doing.
true. I like the strings around her legs. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Because she's got great legs, so that just kind of accentuates them.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's not my favorite look
Yeah,
either. Not a
it's
lot of
okay.
time went into that one.
It's kind of cute. That's what it
She's
is. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, yeah, she's always pretty. She always looks good. I love her hair and makeup. I always say
Yeah.
that every week because I
Her
don't
hair
like her.
is laid. Like that looks like it's coming out of her head. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, very nice. But
Yeah.
she's right beside Carrie.
Carrie, which just that really just production done did her so dirty was putting her right next to Carrie because like
Exactly.
I think out of next to anyone else, I would be like, yeah, Georgia looks great. But then I see her next to Carrie and I'm like, wow, look at Carrie. You know?
And then on the other side, you have Jasmine, who really polished her look, and
Yeah.
she's got that gorgeous jewelry and stuff. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it looks a little simple to me,
Yeah.
but but passable.
And yeah. And in our top five,
Yes.
Angie did not have to murder these girls like the way she did today.
No.
Lord. Like, wow, she looks so pretty. This like
Now,
bubble hair with the jewels inside each orb. I was like, oh my God.
yes, now that is what I wanted her to bring on the final runway.
Yeah.
Not that
No,
black thing. The black stuff was okay. Like as you
yeah.
said, she looked good, but this is what I expected to see from
Was
her.
immaculate. There's not a single flaw in this art outfit.
Ah,
Argue with your mama. I don't care.
it
Like,
is
there's not a single
gorgeous.
flaw.
This is what
Um,
drag is all about.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that hair. Like, how do you even do that? That's
Who
amazing.
knows,
That
right?
probably took hours just for the hair alone.
Yeah.
Love it.
Um,
That's
so
probably
we
my
agree.
favorite look.
10 out of 10, perfection. Nothing else
Yeah.
to really discuss on that.
Is that your favorite of all these looks?
It very much is.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. The Lady Camden, I was not a fan of this. I'm gonna
No,
be
we've seen
honest.
better stuff
Hmm.
recently from her, and this was just
Hmm.
kind of like, okay.
Especially the last couple of weeks in a row, Camden started with some really nice looks, and this was just, this is okay. This kind of
Yeah,
feels like I didn't get a chance to wear this on the runway, so I'll wear it here.
right.
I'm like, okay,
Or
cool.
like, this isn't really a challenge, so I'm just gonna kind of go 80%.
Yeah, like when like in All Stars 4 when it did the Lollapalooza and Monet was safe and she just wore like a simple brown dress and that's it. I was like, you
Yeah.
knew you were safe this week. Like it's okay. Like who cares?
I like it when somebody knows that they're safe, but then they still bring their A game. Like for example, there was that one lip sync where Silky didn't have to lip sync because
Oh, Barbie Aqua when Akiri didn't show up.
yes, because Akira was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
And she was like, I'd still like to perform if that's okay. I was like, oh my God. I fell in love with her again.
that
I
was my
respect that
favorite lip sync
so
of that
much.
season. Silky lip sync against
Yes.
herself was my favorite thing that entire season. I was like, oh, amazing.
I feel like that on Survivor too, when they know they're safe, but then Jeff's offering peanut butter or some kind of thing to
Mhm,
get them out of the challenge. The people who stay in the challenge no matter what, I
mhm.
respect them a
Yeah,
lot more than
I
just being like,
agree.
I'm safe. I'm going to sit down and eat a peanut butter
Yeah.
sandwich. I if it were me, I would always be be
Ready to
there.
go.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Silky inspired me when she did that.
I
So
agree.
so Camden,
Yeah,
you did
could
okay,
have done
but
better.
you could have
Yeah.
done a little better.
Meanwhile, Bosco's over here looking like Bowser's side piece. Like I
Yeah.
was so I don't know if I like this or not. Like there were moments where I'm like, this is fun and new, and I was like, this is also kind of like costuming. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like this big bone that
The
she's got
bone,
with
I
her.
think the bone is what is breaking it for me. If the bone accessory was not there, I would like this so much more.
I agree. And we've seen these spikes from her many times
But
now.
that's okay. They look good on her.
They do.
Yeah.
I was a little like, okay, you did that again. Okay. I love the hair because she
Yeah.
didn't just
The
put a
hair looks
spike up
great.
there. She actually
Yeah.
spiked up some hair. So that looked
Mhm.
pretty cool. And her face looks good. She always has those same eyebrows, but that's okay. That's her trademark.
Right.
I did not like Willow Pill's look.
Bosco looking like an extra in the video of Groove is in the Heart. Like I not Bosco, Willow Pill.
Willow.
Like, yeah, no, this is so stupid. I was like, no, 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 no.
No, I wouldn't. I would never wear that thing. I was
That
just
is
like
so ugly.
the
This
hair
like
and the wig
orange
are
next to this like shit brown. Oh my god, no.
oh, I like what possessed her to say, I'm gonna wear this to the reunion show.
I don't know.
I don't get it. That's probably my least favorite look of all of
This
them.
is my boot of the night. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
no,
that's my word.
no.
That is the worst one. And she was the winner. Look at that. Yeah,
Even
that
Evie looked good on her reunion. I'm just saying,
she
like,
did. And look at this
so.
Daya look. My
Okay, Daya had my
goodness.
second favorite look of the night. Daya looks
Yes.
so
Stunning.
extensive. Oh my god.
Oh, it's exquisite. All
Like
gold.
the bejewelment in the eyelashes, like it's so well done. Like I'm like, oh my god, Daya looks so great here. I could
It is
not.
amazing. This is somebody who went from zero to hero.
Hero, yeah, 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 1,000%.
And she apologized for a lot of this stuff that she didn't apologize for what she said because
Mhm.
she meant it and she always spoke from the heart and she wanted to give us some good TV, which she
Yeah,
did. Her confessionals were exciting
yeah,
to watch.
yeah,
But she did apologize for hurting people's
right,
feelings. Georges and Jasmine were pretty sensitive about it.
yeah,
So I think there was a lot of healing going on. There
yeah.
was a pretty heated moment there between Jasmine and
Best moment of
Daya.
the episode. Yeah. But
But
no,
they made up, I think.
I agree. There was I think what was really compelling with Daya this episode is that we got to see how human she was. Like, she says straight up, I said what I said, that ain't changing. But she also acknowledges that she might have approached things, could have approached things differently and better, but she also acknowledges she was, she got eliminated and then was so focused on not letting that happen again that she stopped caring about what other people felt like to get there, which I can really understand that mindset. And it clearly bothers her that she knows that people are mad at her because she does break down in the middle of it too, of like when she realizes that people don't like her and she acknowledges that she put herself in that position. Um,
Yeah.
and I thought that was a really grown up thing to say, be like, listen, I know I put myself here, but like that's not who I am outside of a competition setting. And I was like, fair enough, like,
Yeah. And people need to remember that these are characters and
yeah,
they're edited in certain ways. So what you see is not always what you get.
right.
And it's really sad that she's had some death threats and some hate messages
Yeah,
and things like that because nobody really deserves that.
yeah,
I don't think she did anything to warrant that terrible of a feedback, but I
yeah.
hopefully she redeemed herself a little bit in this reunion show, and hopefully people are just gonna get
Yeah.
over their
And
hatred.
here's the thing, like season 14 would not have been as entertaining if it was not for Daya starting the pot. It just wouldn't
Exactly.
happen.
You
We
have
would
to
have
have a
had boring
villain.
episodes, like of people being like, I love you, you're great. And that's cute for a bit, but if every episode's like that, it's not an entertaining 3 months of Drag Race.
Exactly. I thought she did a really good job keeping the show exciting.
Hmm.
So definitely don't hate her.
Yeah,
Please, people, don't hate her.
seriously.
Love,
Just
no
get a
hate.
life. There should be other things you should be doing than like yelling at people over the internet. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Everybody's brave on their phone, but when you get face to face,
Seriously.
it's a different story. I had a question I wrote down
Mm.
that I wanted to ask you. The gold chocolate bar twist. How do you
Yeah.
feel about this? Do you think that we're going to see this again, or was this a one and done?
I would think it needs some reworking to the point where you cannot know that it's not production rigged. Like it's a little too easy to see through. And I don't think they should bring it back immediately. And if they do, it should be reworked.
Yeah, I agree. I'd almost rather see like Michelle and Carson get a save, like if Rue decides to
Oh,
send somebody home and then
mhm.
Michelle's like, bitch, and then she pulls out like some golden
That'd be
ticket
fun.
and she gets a save, because that would be awesome. That would keep
Yeah.
it more exciting, because you have somebody, sometimes you have two in the bottom that they don't want in the bottom, but they had to
Right.
because they were horrible in the challenge.
Yeah.
And then that's a good opportunity to be like, no, don't send Jujubee home. I'm going to keep that bitch, or whoever you
Right.
love. If you see a star in somebody, then you can, save them. I think that would be more exciting.
Mm,
But yeah, this was just kind of like a big shot in the dark,
yeah.
which I also don't like in the Survivor twist. That shot in the dark twist, it's a little weird. It's okay.
At
Some of
least that one's more fair, but like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I just wondered about that.
Yeah.
So I also wrote down, I also have pictures of, they talked about certain looks throughout the season.
Yeah. Boot. Like they did a little like what were the bad looks of the
This was
season?
Jasmine's Glamazon
That was
Prime
bad.
look.
Yeah.
People booted it.
Yeah.
I
Nothing more to say on that really.
Yeah,
It was
I
bad.
I agree. Then we had Deja's shoulder pads.
Best look on the runway. Fight me. I do not care.
I
This was the
love it.
best look
They're
on the runway.
exaggerated, but that was the challenge.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that really paid attention to the challenge. This, I love it. I love the jewelry. I love the hair. I love her confidence, the way she's posing. This was one of my favorite looks of the season.
Yeah.
So definitely two. This one, Boss goes too much runway.
Yeah. This was good. It was the best on that week's runway, but you followed it after Deja's, which is to me the best look of the season. So like this is still good, but it doesn't excite me as much as Deja's did.
Yes, and I agree. It was really good, but it also didn't excite me as much as Alyssa Hunter's Final Destination look,
Oh yeah, that was good too.
which
Yeah.
wasn't on TV. But if you guys follow her on Twitter, you would have seen that, and that
Yeah.
was pretty awesome. So I'd like to see Bosco revisit this look and bring it up a notch, which maybe we'll see one day on Twitter.
Yeah. I'd be down.
Yeah,
Nope.
this
Nope. 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 Nope.
George's chaps, we can skip right through that. How about Carrie's Night of 1,000 JLos?
Um, this was good. I just wish it was more drag. I still think this was really immaculate, but this is not drag. This is you wearing an outfit that a celebrity wore.
Exactly. It's very fishy. She looks
She looks beautiful.
fantastic.
Do not
But
take that from her.
yeah, but did you spend a lot of time making a nice outfit
Yeah.
like some of the other queens did? No. So there were some mixed feelings about this. Some people
Mhm.
tooted it, some people booted it.
Yeah. And I'm
I
glad Orion brought it up. It's like, this is you just wearing a dress.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, thank you. Like, it is. She look great and immaculate. And yes, I could never. Absolutely. But I just want more drag on my drag race.
Exactly. I definitely toot this look, but do I toot it for the drag race runway?
Yeah.
No, I'd have to
Yeah.
say boot,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because she does look fantastic. And while we're on the topic of looking so fishy and fabulous, there were 5 transgender
Five trans girls.
queens. That's
Yep.
amazing. We've
That
never
is
had
a
that many.
big milestone. I mean, season 4
Yes.
had a lot of them too, but a lot of them came out like after the season had finished. Because I think season 4 had like Kenya Michaels and LaShawn and Jiggly, and I think there was one more, But this is the first time where there's five, where five are all open by the end of the season, and
Yeah,
not after it's wrapped.
because at the beginning of the season we had one, right? We just had
Yeah.
Carrie,
Here was the only open one at the very first episode. Well, I
and
mean,
then
Cornbread's a little weird because she admitted she was out on her socials, but it wasn't addressed in the episode until this episode.
yeah, she wasn't sure if she wanted to bring it up on the show
Yeah.
necessarily right away.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, but I think now people will be more comfortable with being
Yeah.
out with it, especially since we've had 5 this season,
Yeah.
and a lot of successful queens in the past. Sonique just won All Stars, and
Mhm.
she's a fabulous queen.
Willow just
Uh,
won here, who is
yeah.
also a trans winner now. So yeah.
So then Jasmine came out during the show, and then during this reunion, we found out about Cornbread and Willow,
Mhm.
and who was the other person?
Bosco.
Ah, yes, Bosco.
Who all have already come out on their socials at some point earlier in the season. This is just the first time they're
Okay,
addressing it on camera.
right. Because I didn't know. Alfredo and I were like, oh my god! Like Rue was
Yeah.
listing all the names, and I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
5 transgender queens and a heterosexual man.
Mhm.
It was
Yep.
very exciting.
It's a cool cast. It's a
we're
really fun
we're
cast.
breaking boundaries. Drag is
Yeah.
for everybody. At the beginning of the season, when they announced that Maddie was going to be there, I had mixed feelings. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, straight people have a lot of stuff. This is our thing.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it more and I said, where would we be without our straight allies?
Right.
Really?
And then Maddie brought up a great point when she was asked about it later. And she was like, I don't think me being her says every straight person has to do drag, because there's a lot of learning you still have to do before you initiate. This is still a queer art form and that needs to be respected. And I'm like, great. Thank you. Like, and
Yes,
I acknowledge that she says that if you're not part of the culture, then you need to educate yourself, and then you can take part of this queer product. And I think that was a really good way of saying, like, hey, like, we're not saying you can't do this, but we're saying, like, educate yourself first. And I think that's really
absolutely.
a great, poignant thing to say.
Yes. One of my favorite episodes ever of RuPaul was when Dustin Milligan did the
Mhm.
celebrity
Mhm.
RuPaul, and like I always loved him, but just seeing him in this transformation and taking it so openly and just being so humble and such a
Yeah.
great guy, that was an awesome experience. So I think
I'm gonna
we're gonna see more of these. Do you think so?
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
But before we continue, I'm gonna pause for just long enough for everyone to Google who is Dustin Milligan. uh, sorry,
He's an
not joking.
absolute hottie. If people don't know, I should show a picture.
No, unimportant. Because straight up, I have 10 more minutes before I
Okay,
have to
we are
stop.
almost done.
Yeah.
But this is Dustin Milligan. If anybody doesn't know, there he is, the cutie himself.
Oh my gosh.
Um, so then next we
Not the
had
cutie, no.
this June's
Poor
animal
June.
print bridal
Yeah,
couture
this is bad. Yeah, this is bad.
boot. Yeah, that's a boot. So then the Golden Boot Award. Lala Ree presents it to Maddie. So we talked about Rue's
This
dress
was
earlier.
shady. This was so shady
Ye-
because Maddie did not have the worst runway. Like, I'm sorry, she didn't. Like, it's bad. Yes, but you just showed June's, and that was so much worse.
That's true. This one, yeah,
No, yeah, come on.
yeah. But now you can see what I mean. How Rue's was more. It was just a little neater.
I
Uh,
think hers fit her better, but
yeah.
color-wise, it is the same thing. Like,
Especially this part at the top where
yeah,
the fabric is not.
hangs a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
her
fine.
little buddy here, Maddie and Daddy. Maddie and
Iconic
Daddy
duo.
Morphosis.
Can't wait for Daddy Morphosis on All Stars 14. Uh,
And then they were talking again and they just said a few more things. Derek Barry asked Cornbread if she paid Daya $1,000 to eat a dragonfly, and she said
who cares?
yes.
Why is Derek Barry on my screen when she's not causing drama? Um,
And then Kahana Matrice asks Orion which challenge she missed the most or would have slayed, and she said Snatch Game.
I'm
And
so glad they chose Kahana for this, because Kahana has been going through a glow up recently. And if you follow her social media, you would know, but a lot of people don't because she was a second out. She looks so gorgeous now. Oh my God. I'm glad they gave her the airtime to show this off. Because I'm like, yes.
definitely. And then Alexis Mateo is back, and
Bam.
she asks, bam, she asked Deja to wish a happy birthday as Little John. So she did
That was
it.
great.
Yeah.
What?
And then the library was open.
For one person. The rest were banned, quite honestly. The best read of the night was Maddie being like, June, your run on progress is so short, you should change your name to February. I was like, ooh,
I
not
love
Black
that.
History Month, no less. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I didn't get that part. Yeah, she was.
Well,
really...
June brought it up, but I was like, thank you, because I was like, that's funny.
And Alyssa says Orion is a bedtime story.
Whatever.
Orion's story, a bedtime story.
Comedy's not for everyone. It's okay.
No, June was horrible. She didn't say anything funny. I didn't even
My
write
girl
anything
Orion
down.
flopped a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It was
out Pizza
bad.
the Hut. I put a question mark and underlined the question mark.
Orion, I'm trying to have faith in you. You gotta give me something. Like,
Cornbread. I liked hers when she was like, Deja is like Jesus. You both have 12 followers.
that was great. I about fell out of my couch. I was like, and then I felt kind of sad because I was one of said 12 followers, and I was like,
you were one of
11 other bitches, you
you were
know.
one of the apostles.
Yeah, probably Peter. He's the gayest one. I don't know.
Daya apologized to Jasmine and Georges. Georges thanked her. Jasmine thanked her. Maddie
And
said 2 design challenges back to back was blatant heterophobia.
that was hysterical. When I fully thought she was going to say something rude to Rue, because she was like, I would like to, I'm not trying to be saying anything disparaging about the show,
Yeah.
but I will say having 2 design challenges back to back was heterophobic. And then you followed up with a challenge that was nothing but fart jokes and country accents. And I was excluded from that episode. I was like, oh my God.
Blatant heterophobia.
I was like, this is too much. And Rue's ass clenched for a second when Maddie started speaking, because she fully thought Maddie was going to say something about
I thought so too. She had such a straight face, no pun intended. And I thought it was going to be like a Daya moment, like a no offense.
Right. And I was like,
but it
Maddie,
turned out
read
to
the
just
room.
be hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Rue said it was the intersection of homophobia and racism.
I've worked there several nights a week. I know it well.
Rue is so good at interviewing too. She's always
Yeah.
so witty and right there to have a response.
Yeah.
Angeria said her low point was doing Tammy Brown. Bosco said being sent home. Daya said being sent home. Camden said the girl group challenge was her low point, looking like the
she
old
looked like
creepy guy
Herbert
from Family Guy.
And then my boyfriend and I pulled up a picture of Herbert singing Somewhere That's Green, and we were like, it's literally the same. Oh my God.
I need to pull that out. And then Willow said when Cornbread left was her low moment. That was cute. I love those two, how close they have gotten. And then I wrote down predictions, but we already know what happens. So we don't have to do that.
One quick thing I did want to mention, because we breezed through it really quick.
Sure.
The fight between Daya and Jasmine gave me everything I needed. Jasmine was fully out of her chair, pointing fingers. Like, I was like, whew.
Yeah,
a little hot in here.
Jasmine's like an energy vampire.
Oh my God.
Well, vampires can't see their reflections.
It was so good. Y'all, I need y'all to appreciate how good this reunion was, because we've had some boring ass reunions since season 10, and this was actually a good one. Like,
I loved it. There were ups, downs, lots of funny stuff. Lots of Cornbread is such a character. Are we gonna see her again? I think it's a given.
So she did tweet actually that after this was either at the finale or right after the finale, that for the moment she was done with drag and focusing on herself for a bit. So if she comes back to drag, I can definitely see her getting the invitation. But as of right now, it's not in the cards.
Okay. Too bad.
Yeah. I do think as soon as she comes back, production's gonna be all up over her in her DMs. But
Yes.
I think right now Cornbread has a lot of discovery to do with like reconnecting with her family and her identity. So I fully understand her taking backseat and focusing on herself for a second.
That makes sense. I think
Yeah.
there has been some repairing in their family. Rue said bringing families together as they usually do. So I think
That's been
they're,
the line to season 3. Yeah.
yeah, I think the process has begun, and I think there's just more healing to
Yeah.
do there. But I live for her. She is hilarious. She's like another Silky. Imagine Silky and her in the same season.
Well, they are drag related. Like Silky is Cornbread's drag mom. So like,
Really,
yeah, it does make sense. And I think that season would be hysterical.
it would.
There's gonna be some big ass straws for sucking all the air out of the room. But
Absolutely.
yeah, no. Yeah, we'll have further discussions, opinions on the season as a whole and the winner in next week's episode. I say next week because I don't know when it's filming, but it's going to be coming soon about the finale and all of that. Hopefully the goal is to get the gang all back together for that and wrap up the season as a family without Merle. And that is the goal. Anything you'd like to plug, Jeff?
You can follow me on Smule. I'm Jeffrey Michael G. And Jeffrey is ERY. So if you want to
Mhm.
sing with me or listen to some of the stuff I've done, that would be a great place to do it.
Perfect. And you can follow me. Y'all know the drill, but y'all still ain't following. So what's the T? It is at musical underscore Myles. That is MUSICAL underscore MYLES on Twitter. I am now part of the Elon Musk hive mind. So I guess maybe my content won't be as uncensored. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, big money, at least for some people. And with that, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Go walk some children in nature, you ugly bitch. And have a good night, y'all. This is
Good night.